Hello, good day and welcome to today's session. And hope you all had a great weekend last week. So, welcome to another week. So, for this week, we'll be looking at quite interesting things, and hopefully, this week will be our last. And as such, this week may be a bit intense as well. And likewise, there may be exercises a lot, and there might be other classes within the week. Or if need be, we might even push for an extra week just so that we get proper grasp of the entire training. That's why our training is usually scheduled for either 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, well, our syllabus are for 3 weeks, but sometimes it may need to extend with 1 week more. Alright, so for this week we'll be looking at flyer design majorly, then logo design process, and then working with mockup, and then each of us will get his own final project exercise or assignment rather. So in today's class we'll be focusing on flyer design, and in this particular video we'll be looking at business card design. So we'll begin with business card design. So to get started, open your Photoshop as usual. When setting the screen size or workspace size, please ensure that you use this image size. This is the image size for business card. So the width is 1750 and the height is 1000 and the resolution is 300 as usual. Alright, so ensure that you leave it on CMK, that is color mode. Leave your color mode on CMK because who knows, you may decide to print it. We'll assume this is a work that will be printed, so you leave it on your CMK ground. So by default I'm sure you will have a white background. So let me draw the background of the workspace. So this will be your current screen. Alright, so we'll be working with some images as well. I've sent them to the group, or I've shared the link where you can get them, one of the two. Alright, so these are the images we'll be working, but before the images, let's begin properly. Alright, so for this class I will give a particular color. So we'll be learning a few other tricks in Photoshop as well, so just focus with me. So I will give a color. Alright, so I will be giving it a color. Let me pick something dark. Maybe it's a bit clear. This should do. Alright, so the first trick we are going to be learning is how to create your own custom shape. So you first select your pen tool as usual, and then you come here. Normally it will be on part here, but select shape here. That means you are trying to create a custom shape. Alright, so what you do is you select the tool here, you keep a point there, keep another point here, come here, drag and hold. Please hold, drag it down a bit to create a little bit of curve, and then come here and drag and hold again to create curve as well. Alright, so I'll come to this place, I'll go down. Since it's outside the workspace, you don't need to really focus more on what is outside. I will do like this. Now if you observe carefully, you look at the layers here, automatically there is a shape being created called shape 1. Alright, this is now a custom shape, so you can just proceed, you can do anyhow to just, maybe you can make selection. This is what I do, and then I will now say Ctrl D as well. I already have the shape up here, so I don't really need to focus on the power, the marker, the points that I am creating. So I'll double click here and look for color for my shape. So I'll try something. Okay, so alright, so the shape is not as perfect as I want, so, but you can focus on it when creating your own. As for me, what I'm doing, I'm just trying to ensure you get the class properly. So I'll leave it here, and I'll now double click this image by holding Alt and Shift. When the icon is active, I will drag it up. See, I have an extra one, so I will come and select any of the dots here. When you select it, it gives you room for more options. This is how you know if the options are going to be there. When you see this dot and cancel here, you just right click, you see option like flip horizontally, and I'll flip vertically as well. Alright, so I'll now keep it somewhere here and then come up here. Okay, so I'll try to reduce the okay, I'm shifting it this way. I will do the same thing here, move it down a bit. Okay, so this one. Alright, so I think this should do for this particular training. So I have a shape here, simple shape. Oh, remember, like I said, there are a lot of ways to do. So the next thing I'll do is I'll look for the icon here, I'll click and hold, drag it to Photoshop and drop it. Okay, so I have it here. Alright, so what I'll do next is, I don't like this text here, I will select this tool. Now this is an PNG image, that's why it came without a background. So I'll cut off this place. But remember, I told you before you can cut or edit any image properly, you have to rasterize. So I'll right click, rasterize layer, and then delete this part. Now you see, now it's gone. Alright, so now I have my image and I have the colors here, so I will adjust my work to fit the colors here. So maybe what I will do, I will maybe select black here. Black is too harsh. Okay, let me just stick with this color and just make it a little bit darker. Alright, I think this is a bit manageable. Alright, so maybe what I will do is I will select background image eraser and delete this black here. I think this is much better. Okay, so then this color here, now let me show you what I was trying to do the last time. Let's see if it works on image. I'll come to replace, color. I will select red color and replace it with this color. Let's see if it will work. Alright, so I see what I was trying to show in the last class, but then we realized it doesn't work well with image. So I see, so I'll reduce the size a bit, keep it somewhere like this, and then now this will be the front cover of the business card. So I'll select my text tool. So I'll give the business name in full properly. So I will now type YD Studio. Okay. Okay. This looks so short, so let me make it a little bit. Photo Studio. Just wanted the name to be a little bit longer. Alright, so I'll leave it something like this. Come to color here and ensure that it has color that fits it well. Alright, so I'll reduce the size to, let's say, 18. 18 should do. As for here, the line spacing, I'll give it 100, should do, and then I'll reduce this size. Okay, so there it is. We have a cover here a bit. So maybe what I will do is, I don't like the way this edge here is a bit big, so I'll do something. Now since I'm done with the color here, I can rasterize the shape so that I'll be able to cut out part of it. And I'll select the pen tool. I'll make sure I select part now and keep a mark here, and then do something like this. Okay, and I'll do something like this, this. Let me see, make selection. Okay, I think this is much better for me. Is it better? Should be. Okay, so okay, let me just temper with it. You can actually zoom it to see what you are doing well. So I'll make sure it's on the cycle, on the dot center. So I will select it here, select it here. Now there is a tool here we call curve. It's for curving. Keep another point. I'll come here. Okay, by default it should create a curve, a beautiful curve. Okay, so it's not giving me what I want, so I'll just select normal and do it manually. Reverse, voice and not smile. Alright, so I'll do doing what I want myself. I think this is okay. Alright, so this should do. Alright, so this should do. This is much better, and I can delete, I can duplicate it actually. Okay, and then delete this one. I will ensure I select the knot here, flip horizontally, and then flip vertically, and then move it here. Okay, so I'll leave the entire thing here. I'll select this and ensure it's on the center. Is it? I'm not sure. I think this is center. Alright, so I'll leave it here, and then maybe come here just to make it a bit interesting. Select rectangle. I will pick this color and do something like this, so that it doesn't look so dull throughout. So I will drop one here. I will duplicate and drop another one here. So I have two here. This is much better. Okay, so we are done with the front. We can come here, but then it's, it should, a business should have a little bit, should have a bit of idea of what you do. So I'll come here, duplicate this, change it to light, reduce the size to 14, 17, or 10 rather. I can come here and see photography, give it a white color, Okay, and we are done. Alright, so I can give it 200. Okay, so I'll reduce the spacing to 50. Alright, so I think this should do. Make it 600. You can actually go over the board beyond what is there, just keep increasing the number. There is no certain limit to. Okay, so I think this is okay. Just stick with me. Alright, so what I usually do is that you can have multiple designs here. I was supposed to show you something, but I think I already missed that chance. So what I will do is I will right click and come and mark it here, and then right click and then come to group layers, and then I'll say front cover. Okay, so we are done, and now I can now do something. I can duplicate it so that I will create the black back from it. So you duplicate the group, you hide the first one, and you duplicate the name and say black sorry, back cover. Alright, so we have two of them. So what I will do is that we'll start redesigning the second one. As for the second one, for the back, I don't need this, so I'll delete it. And then there is this, I will delete it. And then the logo, this and this as well, I'll reduce the size and move it somewhere here. Okay, so as for this, I will shift it a little bit inside, or I'll hold down shift here and extend it this way. Alright, so that's the style I want to use. I'll reduce it and drag it a bit. I'll come here, reduce the size, and extend it as well. I'll do it to match. Want it to match the content here. As such, I would have to increase this one as well. Alright, so we have it. So the next thing I will do is I will create another rectangle here. Wow, this is almost 20 minutes. So let's do something like this. Come to the color under properties and give it this color. Drag for more option. And if you observe there is some curve here, you ensure it's on 0. This makes the edges straight and it looks perfectly straight. So you have something like this. Alright, so you can shift this one a bit, so this place will be for other things. So we'll come to this place and say the name of the person. There's always name. Okay, there's always name. So I'll come here, I'll duplicate this, give it 14, remove the spacing, so give it white color, and then come here, which name which name do we use? Well, let me use this name, Daniel. Kita Bola. I think Borno people should be familiar with this type of name. Alright, so I have the name of the CEO. Not composer as the CEO, sha. So I have somebody's name here. Come to this place. Come to this particular place. I will double click and see photographer. But let me just make it interesting. Lead photographer. I'll reduce it to 12 properly. Okay, so I'll reduce the bold here to normal, regular. Please, sorry, my voice is low. I hope it's not. Alright, so let's have something like this. Let's have something like this. Alright, so we have that. So the next thing we should have here are the important things. How do I get in contact? I'll hold down shift and create some cycles here. So I'll create 1, 2, alright, so I'll reduce the size. Keep them somewhere like this. Now this will be for contact, address, location, email if need be, etc. Okay, so I'll come here and I'll say, let me do something brief. Alright, so I'll just come here and say something. Now I'll come to the outline, leave it white. Alright, so let me make some decision changes. So I'll come to this side. I'll carry two things here. I'll drop them here. Okay, so I'll come here and then I'll come here. I duplicate it and turn it to regular. Reduce the size to 10. Alright, so just reason, just I'll look for something and just say wedding photo shoot. Or they shoot program shoots modeling etc. Alright, so I will ensure I use automatic here. I think it will be more better. Okay, so I'll keep it somewhere like this. I'll drag this down. I'll duplicate this text here. Now it's behind this layer, so I'll click the layer here, come to this place up. There should be a straight line when it's moving. Are you seeing? So when you're at the top final stage, you can drop it. Now it's on top of everything, and I will write our services. Okay, so I'll reduce the line spacing here to normal thing, let's say 200. I will increase the size. Alright, so let's use 100 here. Should we use white? Let's use white. Let's change to the outline to this color. Alright, so is this okay? So I can come here as well. I can come here and give it white as well. So this entire thing I can make it a little bit, reduce the opacity a bit, so that it has a different text. With photographer. Okay, so let me adjust the modeling here. The shape is this. I think there should be another one. Photoshop, but the product. Let's give another one. Product snap. Product shoots. Product stock. Business shoots. So I'll tap this, move it down a bit, so that I can tap these, and move it tap down a bit, so I can just increase this length to match up, so that it will match up everything here. Alright, so that it will match up everything here. Go closer.